Dearly Departed by Shaky Graves, you're gonna need a G chord, which I tend to play as the bar chord version for the most part in this song. You're also gonna need an E minor, a C, and you're also gonna need, I think this is an F sharp, same as the F shape, but just you bar the 2nd fret. It's also the same as the G shape, except for the G, you bar the 3rd fret. And then you're gonna need a D and an A minor eventually. And then this chord, it's the same as the A minor, you just take your middle finger off. So I think that's all the chords. You can play your G as like any open type of G that you want, any way you want, that'll work. But for me, it's just sometimes easier to switch between some bar chords, you know, just going from bar chord to bar chord. So for the intro, you're gonna go from the G to the E minor to the C, then back to the G. And then after that, there's a little part that sounds like this. And then I like to play that as just bar chords all the way, where I go from the F sharp to the G. So it's like that. If that's a little too hard for you, or you want to avoid bar chords, you can. You can just use the top string, I guess the low E, and you can just go from the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret. It'll still sound really good that way. So the strumming pattern that I'm using for the majority of this song sounds like this. I'm just kind of, going based off of what I hear and what I feel. But the intro in total will sound like this. And so at the end there, you don't have to do this, but what I like to do is I like to play the G, and then for the rest of the chord progression, I just do the strumming pattern with muted strings. So I'm just covering every single string, but I'm not putting any pressure on them. And you get that muted sound. I like to do that for every chord but the G on the last chord progression. You don't have to do that though if you don't want to. Totally up to you. But that's the intro, and then for the verse, I do the exact same thing. I do everything the same. I even include the muted strings at the end for the last chord progression. So yeah, the verse I play exactly the same as the intro. And then the intro, I'm considering the part where they're like humming, and then for the verse, I just consider it the part where they start singing. And then there's what I'm gonna call a pre-chorus to this song. For the pre-chorus, you're gonna need a D chord, but that's the only new chord that you're gonna need. The pre-chorus, you're going from the D to the C, and then from the G to the F sharp, then back to the G. So it'll sound like this for the most part. And then I include some muted strums in there after I go to that. You can also play that part on the top string again. So if you want to avoid the bar chords, just go. So that's on the top string, 3, 3, 2, 3. It'll still sound really good. And then there's a last part on the pre-chorus where you're gonna hold on the D for a little bit longer, and then you hold on the C for a little bit longer. So it's just gonna be those two chords, and then you move into the chorus. So the last part of the pre-chorus sounds like this. And then I go into the chorus. So in total, the pre-chorus is gonna sound like this. And then I move into the chorus. The chorus is the same exact thing as the intro and the verse, I believe. So it sounds like this. So yeah, now you have the intro, the pre-chorus, and the chorus. And you run through that a couple times, and eventually you'll reach the bridge. So for the bridge, you're gonna need an A minor, and then you're also gonna need that chord where you do the A minor, but you just take your middle finger off. And those are the only two new chords, but the chord progression is gonna go from an A minor to a G to a D. And then I just play my D or my G like an open way. Any open way is fine. Or you can still play it the bar chord way if you want. But that's the chord progression for the main part. But eventually you will also need a C. A couple times in the bridge, you're gonna go through A minor, G, D, and it'll sound like this. And then for the last part of the bridge, you just hold on the C for a little bit. And then you go to the chord where you take the A minor and your middle finger is off. And then you go into the chorus again. So the bridge in total sounds like this. Then you go back into the chorus from there. And then the only thing I'll add about the bridge is I think you can, on that D chord, kind of hammer on and off of the high E string on the 2nd fret. And it'll kind of add some cool sounds I think he might be doing in the song. What I'm talking about kind of sounds like this. Stuff like that. I think I can kind of hear that in the song. And then other than that, you go into the chorus and then the verse a couple times. I think there's one part where they're just kind of singing and there's no real guitar playing going on. I like to do the muted strum again for that part. But I think that should be all that you need to play the whole song. And if there's anything that I missed or you know any other tips or any better ways to play the song, then definitely put them in the comments so that we can all get better at playing the song. But I hope that this helped. for now. So thanks for watching.